And we're live! Okay, welcome to the Ask Ashley Royer. Is it Royer or Royer? I probably should have asked that before we started. Royer. Okay, welcome to the Ask Ashley Royer live show. We are going to be talking about, oh gosh, okay, it's right here. Remember to Forget, which is Ashley's, I guess, real version of her Wattpad sensation. And so how many minutes does it have?
It has 15 million, I think.
Okay, that's so awesome. So we're going to be talking about this book. This is the print and published version. And if you want to win a copy of this, all you have to do is ask a question under the Q&A or in the comments or tweet hashtag #AskAshleyRoyer. It's not that hard to say, but I just had some difficulty saying it. Anyways, we're going to get straight into the show. Ashley, why don't you tell us a little bit about this book that I'm holding right here?
Of course. So I started this book when I was 15 years old. I'm now 17, and I started it on Wattpad as a 5 Seconds of Summer fan fiction. And the main character was based off of Luke Hemmings, but now all of the names have been changed for copyright reasons. So now Luke's name is now Levi, and so Levi stops speaking after his girlfriend passes away, and he develops anxiety and depression, and the story follows him through that, and it deals with relationships with parents and friends, and then romantic relationships, and it's basically everything a teenager may experience all in one book, and it just follows the characters through that.
Awesome. And can you tell us like what inspired you to write this? I know you're like a huge fan of 5 Seconds of Summer. How many concerts did you say you've been to?
I've been to 10, I think, and then I'm going to 4 more this summer.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, they are 5 Seconds of Summer for a reason. Yeah. So, what did inspire you to write this besides your like love for 5 Seconds of Summer?
So I wish I had like a really interesting answer to this question. And every time I get asked this question, it's the most boring answer possible. But I was falling asleep one night, and I tend to get my best ideas right before I fall asleep. And I just thought of it right before I fell asleep. And I built off of it every single week when I would update on Wattpad. That's it.
Wow. All right, time for Twitter. Okay. So, this is taking longer than it should. So, have you ever felt like giving up on writing a book? And if so, any advice for never giving up besides never giving up?
I have definitely felt that many, many times. Even when I was just a writer on Wattpad, I would think about just stopping my writing. And I was actually going to delete my whole entire Wattpad account last summer, the summer before my junior year of high school, because I didn't want colleges or my classmates finding my Wattpad and thinking I was weird for writing fan fiction. But then once it turned into a real book and I realized how much effort really had to be put into it, there was times when I didn't want to do it and I just wanted to stop, because it's a lot to do when you're trying to manage school, work, a book, and a social life all at once. It's a lot sometimes.
Yeah, okay. So the link on YouTube is officially up, so I'll be tweeting that out. But they're all asking about inspiration. Okay, what 3 things would you take to a deserted island?
That's a tough one. Stuff like that, I always want to say cell phone, but then your cell phone would die.
Yeah, so you won't have service either.
Exactly. So do I really want to bring my cell phone? Maybe if there was like a phone that I knew wouldn't die, if that's possible. And then maybe a boat.
Solar powered cell phone.
Maybe that could be possible.
Yeah, and then like a solar powered cell phone that has satellite signal.
Exactly. That's what I would bring. And then I would bring a boat so then I can get off the island. And then maybe like a giant thing of water so I don't get thirsty.
Okay. Did you expect to get so many readers?
No, not at all. When I posted my first story on Wattpad, I wasn't expecting any readers at all. And within a day, I think I had like 400 reads. So
Wow.
that really shocked me. But I was also writing about a very popular topic at the time, I guess. So more people were looking it up, which also got me more readers from the start. So
did you do any marketing, or you just like left it there and it just blew up?
I think at the time I didn't have a Twitter, but I had an Instagram where I would do like edits. It was like a fan account edit Instagram, and I had like maybe 5,000 followers at most on there. I think I might have posted it there, but that was it.
Okay, so it like just blew up itself. That's so awesome.
Yep.
And do you plan to write another book soon? This question is from Bella Rose. Oh, I should probably say who the questions are from. Oops.
Wait. What's the link is what you've tweeted me before, right?
Yeah, and I actually just like tweeted another one. That's the one on YouTube that you can access.
They're all asking.
So that's probably the more.
So.
Yeah, that's probably the more accessible one on YouTube. But the next question is, do you plan to write another book soon?
I'm sort of working on the sequel for Remember to Forget, but I've been working on that for over a year, I think, because I just don't have any time at all to write at the moment.
School, right? Did you say that you finished your junior year? Here, you might want to tweet out the link real quick. Yeah. Okay. What was your inspiration? What sparked your love for writing, and how does it feel to know that you wrote such an amazing book? And this is from Tia.
I started loving writing in 4th grade because my teacher would have us we would write almost every single day, I think, and we would do like the weird, interesting things whenever we wrote. And so that's when I realized that that was something I enjoyed doing. And then I didn't really write until 8th grade, I think. That's when I started like doing things with it. So yeah.
And what are your pet peeves with stories? Like, what makes you stop reading a story? And that's a question from Sophia.
I usually won't even start reading a book if it's over 300 pages, just because I don't have time to read, and I know I'll never finish a book that's over 300 pages unless I...
Oh, wait, how many pages is your book? Let's see if you would pick up your own book.
I think it's like 297 or something.
Wait. Yeah, it is. It's 297. Just meets the expectation.
Yes. And I don't really... I think if I'm just like bored with a story, if it's not something that's keeping me interested, I won't continue reading it.
Do you have like, I guess, standards? Does a book have to be a certain genre or by a certain author or like written in a certain writing style?
I tend to read more of the realistic kind of stories. I don't read like horror or fantasy or science fiction. I usually just tend to like teen fiction kind of stuff. Like the category that I write in, that's what I like to read.
Right. Okay, so many questions. This is an advantage. I need to get good at this. Oh no. Twitter. Because there's someone, YouTube, okay. 5 years ago, would you ever have expected you to be in the position you are now? Like writing a book, doing signings, like.
I don't think
Well, you kind of, whoa, did it just freeze?
Yeah, it froze for like a second.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yes, we're good. Okay.
5 years ago, I was in 8th grade 5 years ago, and I remember specifically, I don't know why I remember this, but we were watching October sky. And for some reason, I was thinking about writing and how someday I just wanted to publish a book and become a published writer, but I never thought it would happen, and I definitely never thought it would happen while I was still a junior in high school. So this was definitely very unexpected and unplanned for my life path, I guess.
And did you approach the publisher, or did the publisher approach you?
So with that, my mom found my Wattpad after 2 years of me writing on Wattpad. I hadn't told her about it. And once she found it, she went to one of her friends at work and was like, what do I do with this? I have no idea. My daughter has millions of reads online. Like, what do I do? And that friend has since become my agent.
Oh, wow.
Even though, yeah, he's not like an actual agent, but now he kind of is because of me. And he sent it out to publishers. And I think he kind of handled it all, but I think Blink had been watching my Wattpad for a while. I think that's how it went. And then he contacted them, or they were watching me after he contacted them. I don't know. I forget.
Remember to forget. Ha ha. Ha ha. And a question from the same person, Larry's Bandana, says, do you feel tremendous pride over your book being published, especially considering your age?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because you never expect something like this to happen to really any 17-year-old. I never expected it to happen to me. And it's like amazing to know that it did happen to me. So, yeah.
Okay, time to look at all the 15 questions. What scene did you first write?
I think I wrote, actually wrote just the first chapter first. I just went in order, but I had a few ideas in my head that I didn't write, but I wrote the first chapter first.
Okay, so are you one of those writers that likes to skip around and has an outline? Or are you like a freelance kind of person who just write whatever they feel?
I literally have no outline at all when I write anything. Even if it's just like an essay at school, I just write whatever comes to mind. I'm just so bad at outlines. I just don't think they help me. And the way I have written my books is I update on Wattpad once a week, and I'll just sit down one day a week for 2 to 4 hours, and I'll just write one chapter, but I'll be thinking of things to write throughout the whole week. Okay,
so you published sequentially, but that was just because that was your schedule. Got it. Okay. What part of Remember to Forget was the hardest to write?
I don't want to say something that'll give it away if people.
Yeah, I totally understand. You don't have to. You can say what part of the book it was, but don't give too much away about it.
There's a very emotional part of the story that's like a flashback, and I remember I would reread it over and over because I wasn't sure if it was too dramatic or dramatic enough, or if I had the emotions just right. So that one was probably the hardest to write.
Okay, and what do people in your high school say about you being so popular on Wattpad and being a published author?
Most people don't really say anything. Some people, when they find out, they're very, very excited for me. And a lot of people at school still didn't know by the end of the year that I have a book out. And then there's some people that don't like me because of it. And even though they say they don't read the book, I know they've read the book because people have told me that they've read the book.
Oh, you see people carrying it around school or something?
Yeah, there was one kid, he bought 2 copies of my book and was telling his whole class about it. So then I signed a book for him. So now he has 3 books.
That kind of like happened to me when people found out about my YouTube channel. There was someone like Googled me, I think, and then it just like totally exploded from there. And like sometimes I couldn't walk in the hallways without hearing my YouTube channel name, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is a little weird. So yeah, I totally understand that. It can be like good attention. You get more sales out of it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, this is from Bella Roel. Did you make any good friends on Wattpad who helped you with your ideas?
I have a lot of friends that I've made on Twitter, and I would sometimes like ask them if they thought this idea would work. And then I had one friend that was also really into writing. So sometimes I would send her like a few paragraphs and see if those were good. And then I have a few friends that I've made from Wattpad, but it's mostly like Twitter friends, and they're the ones that have helped me with my writing if I need it.
Awesome. Twitter. Okay. What makes this fan fiction special or different from all of your other fan fictions? Have you only read one? Or how many?
I have a ton. I only have one other complete one. And the other one I wrote when I was 13. So it's not that great. Everyone else likes it. I don't like it that much because I was just so young. So I think like the difference between the first one I wrote and Remember to Forget is that I had more experience and actually knew what I was doing and how to write a book that was good.
And where did the title come from?
I don't even remember. I remember I was trying to
forget. Sorry, I'm gonna cut that all like out the entire time.
I think I was trying to have a title that wasn't too long. And I think I was debating between Forget to Remember and Remember to Forget. And I remember debating about those for a while. But I don't know where the idea came from.
Did any real people or events inspire any part of your book? Yes, Luke Hemmings. I know the answer to that.
Well, technically Luke didn't inspire. I just used his name. So it can go like either way. But everything's from my imagination except for like one paragraph in one chapter. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you have, this is another question from Bella Roel. Do you have any suggestions for younger people who want to write now?
I would say to read a lot and to write a lot. So then you see what you like and what you dislike in other people's stories. And you also see like grammar rules and punctuation. And the more you write, you're going to get better, obviously. And if you really enjoy it, keep doing it. And if you find that you don't really enjoy it, you don't need to keep doing it.
Sorry, I realized that my lower third was gone. I'm gonna change the color because I'm a fancy little person. Okay. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, I guess it's too long. Okay, I'll just use hashtag Ask Ashley Royer. There we go. It's all good now. I'm going back to the Q&A and more questions. What has been the hardest part from shifting to online to traditional publishing? And that's from Monica Book Lover.
Online?
Oh wait, what? It's from two. Okay. Both Naif and Monica asked the same question. Okay. All right. Both Nate and Naif, not Nate. Both Naif and Monica asked, what has been the hardest part from shifting from online to traditional publishing? Okay.
So online, I don't have like a time limit really. Obviously, I have my readers asking me to update and wanting me to update, but I don't have to write at a certain time or a certain day. And then with actual published writing, you have deadlines that you have to meet, and you may only have a few days to do something. I only had 3 weeks to edit my entire book. So that was pretty rough, but I made it through.
Well, congrats. So, okay. Yeah, I can totally imagine that. And also, you don't have an editor you have to run by either, do you?
No, I can just write it by myself on Wattpad.
Oh, we just got a tweet. A little late, but I'm watching now. Do you get writer's block? If so, how do you get over writer's block? And that is from Kiana at Key Read That.
I always get writer's block all the time. I used to never, ever have it. And then I seem to just always have it now. And I think it's because I'm just so busy. I don't have as much time to think of ideas. But actually, last week I filmed a video that I'll probably upload next week about what to do with that kind of stuff happening. But basically, I just read other books, or I'll watch videos, listen to music, just stuff like that to get inspiration from something.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I have a very wide range. Obviously, I like 5 Seconds of Summer, and then I like a lot of bands like Mayday Parade, Modern Baseball, and then I like a lot of like singer-songwriter people like Ed Sheeran kind of stuff. And then I like people that probably no one else knows or has heard of. So yeah, I have a wide range.
Okay, and this is from Bella Rose, have you read your entire book or have you just wrote it? Wait, I don't think you can write a book without reading it, can you?
I haven't read it since it was published.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like scared to open the book because I feel like I'm going to find stuff that I want to change. So I'm kind of hesitant to read it now that it's published. And I also know there's typos because
there are? Okay,
yeah, the editing software glitched. So half of my edits were deleted. So yeah.
Oh my God. And like no one found this before the print went out?
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard from an author one time that there was a typo that she found in her book and she wanted her publisher to fix it, but Barnes & Noble or like some other book carriers would take her book out of stores if they had to reorder it again, so they just left the typo. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's okay though.
Did you have any friends who helped with ideas on your book, or was it just like something you just kept to yourself?
I don't think I had my friends help with ideas. I maybe like asked if they thought certain ideas would fit, but I only had maybe like 5 friends that knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really have a lot of people to talk to about it. So yeah.
And you said that earlier, you said advice like to get writing was to read a lot. So what books did you read before you started writing? This is my question, by the way. I'm just weaving my questions with Twitter questions and YouTube questions.
At the time, I think I was reading a lot of John Green. I think I read like every single one of his books, and I was reading him while I started writing. But ever since I started writing, I haven't really had a lot of time to read. Maybe in the past year, I've read maybe 3 books that aren't for school. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't have much time to read.
Which John Green book is your favorite?
Probably The Fault in Our Stars, just because that's like the one book ever that has made me cry.
Oh, so she's not a book crier. I'm like one of those book criers that either like just doesn't cry at all or I just cry full out. So
I was sobbing when I read The Fault in Our Stars, and then I saw the movie.
Cried when I read that.
Yeah, I saw the movie and I didn't cry at all.
I cried when I saw the movie. Oh, we got a question actually on Google this time. You can see it in your Q&A bar on the right. Are you going to see Five Sauce at the Xfinity Center on July 9th? I'd love to meet you there, says Bree.
I am going to that one, but I'm also going to both Connecticut shows and the Madison Square Garden shows. And the one in Connecticut on June 30th, I'm having a signing at Mohegan Sun before the Five Sauce concert. So I'll be meeting people then. And then all the other ones, I'll do meetups and I'll just tweet where I am, where people can meet me.
Awesome. So Bree gets to meet Ashley. Does Five Sauce has Five Sauce recognized your fan fiction exactly, or is it
my publishers did send Luke 2 copies, and their manager confirmed that he has them, but he hasn't said anything about it. But I've also sort of met them a couple times, and we don't know if they know me. I know their crew knows me, but I don't know if they know me.
That'd be so cool if you guys teamed up or something. I cannot wait until that happens. I have a feeling it's going to happen. Okay. Questions. Where's the hashtag? Is there anything that you would change in your book? I know we were just talking about if you read it again, maybe there was something that you would want to change, but not having read it yet, is there anything that you want to change besides the typos?
I don't know. I think because I wrote it 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure I changed everything I would have liked to change, and probably once I do read it, I'll probably think of more ideas that I would have wanted to add, but I'm content with how it is.
Yeah. And that was from Not Abby on Twitter, and Molly asked, is your mom a big part of this whole process?
Yes, of course my mom is. Most people on Twitter.
She was just in here a couple of minutes ago.
Most people on Twitter know my mom. She's Mom with Selfie. Yeah, she does a lot of stuff for the book, does a lot of publicity.
That's awesome. Momagers are the best. I mean, ask Kim Kardashian.
I know.
Yeah. And Larry's bandana asks, are you going to use your book as an advantage once you graduate?
Mom just ran down the hall. Wait a second. Hi.
It's the momager.
Here I am. You're doing a good job. Bye.
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 Oh my gosh. I'll ask the question again. Are you going to use your book as an advantage once you graduate high school? Maybe that's college applications, but you probably have already submitted those, right?
I've thought about what colleges I want to go to, but I haven't started the application process yet. But I mean, it'll probably help with college applications.
Yeah, that'd be definitely something you want to put on your resume. And Alexandra Rodriguez asked, what was the hardest part about publishing on Wattpad?
The hardest part was, my phone's ringing. For the first 2 years was probably that I knew there was a chance that people could find it because it was a secret to everyone. And that always made me super nervous that anyone could find it that I knew. But for 2 years, no one did. And so, but now that everyone knows, that doesn't bother me anymore. And now I think it's just finding the time to write because I've been so busy. But now that it's summer, I think I'll definitely have more time to write, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Wait, you're not updating chapter by chapter on the sequel, are you?
I am, but
Oh, okay. Oops, didn't know that. Probably should have researched that.
the updates are taking a while. There's usually like a month between updates.
Is Taking Chances going to be published once completed? And that's from Abby, and not Abby again.
Taking Chances is the sequel, if anyone doesn't know, but I don't know, maybe. I'm not even.
Maybe always sometime. Maybe it usually ends up being a yes. So take that as a hint, maybe, people.
I have no idea. Possibly.
So you don't have a contract for that yet?
No.
Okay. How is it? This is from Alexandra Rodriguez, and she asked, "How is it letting people know you are publishing a book, especially in school?" So people found out by themselves, or you told them, and what was that like?
I never really tell anyone. I never bring it up unless someone asks about it or they bring it up. I'm never someone to bring it up because that, I don't know, I just get really awkward when I'm talking to people I know about my book. And when people bring it up, they usually ask like a lot of questions. They're usually super excited, and I usually get really embarrassed, but it's okay. I'm getting used to it now.
What do you love about writing in general? And that question is from Monica.
I like that I can write about anything I really want, and I can make up my own characters, and I like that people can relate to the characters I create, and I like hearing what people have to say about my writing and like how my writing has helped them or inspired them to start writing. So I like that kind of stuff.
Isabella asks if you could ask your future. Wait. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Isabella asks if you could ask yourself in the future one question, what would it be? And she says, "Lots of love from Ireland."
Oh. So I'm asking my future self, or my future self is asking me?
You're asking your future self.
Okay. I'm asking my future self. First, I would want to know if I've met Five Sauce yet. And I would want to know if Remember to Forget turns into a movie.
Oh, have the rights been sold for that?
No.
Oh, we pray for that to happen.
Yes.
What sparked your love for writing? Did I ask that already?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we had.
Okay. Is there anything you wanted readers to learn from reading Remember to Forget?
So I started writing Remember to Forget because I wanted my readers to take something away from it and learn something from it. Mm-hmm. And whether it's learning more about themselves, maybe they have anxiety or depression or something that's in the book, or maybe they learn something about a friend or someone at school that they've noticed is quiet and they go and talk to them. Just basically anything, really.
Okay. What's your favorite line of dialogue? Can you answer that without giving anything away?
Yes.
Okay.
This is like a lot of people's favorite dialogue, but there's one scene that's kind of like a breakthrough, like the first breakthrough that Levi has, and this is when he doesn't speak, obviously, and so he wrote down that his heart hurts, and he was like pointing to his heart, and then Delilah, the girl that like he met, realized what he was trying to say, and I like that part the best.
Okay. What are some hobbies that you like to do besides writing? And this question is from Kiana. Can you read that?
I don't really do much besides writing, and then I make YouTube videos. I work at a retirement home, and I'm a waitress there. and I go to concerts, obviously. That's pretty much all I do.
Do you have a song that would describe each of your characters? And this question is also from Kiana.
I've made a Spotify playlist for Remember to Forget, which kind of describes the whole story, and the list of the songs kind of go with the order of the book. And my Spotify is AER 98. So I think that would kind of answer her question.
Why did you choose this pairing for this particular story?
This pairing?
Like Delilah and Levi, is it?
Okay. I don't know. I wanted
Maybe.
like a realistic sort of teenage story. And when you're a teenager, you start being in relationships.
Do you not like anything about what you wrote, or you're just genuinely like proud about everything?
I don't think there's anything I dislike. I wouldn't write it if I didn't like it.
Right.
So no, there's nothing I dislike.
Okay, and this question is from Eve. And which part of your book did you have most fun writing? I think that kind of like goes into the dialogue question a little bit, but is there anything else that you enjoyed writing besides that part? Favorite?
There's one chapter, the people who have read it will be able to automatically know, but I can't give it away because it's like the major thing that happens in the book. But the major event that happens was my favorite to write.
Which chapter is it? Do you know the number?
Maybe somewhere in the late 20s, early 30s, maybe.
Okay, I'll look for that. Oh, there's a little typo in the hashtag. Oh, never mind. Okay. Do you have an awkward fan encounter?
Sometimes it can just get awkward if like you don't know, like I don't know what to say, they don't know what to say, and there's just like an awkward silence for a few seconds. But it's usually not awkward because I'm usually having fun doing it. I like doing it. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it's awkward. It's just like when you meet someone new and you don't really know what to say, it's just kind of like that.
And how did you get into 5 Sauce?
I remember the day specifically for some reason. It was my last day of 8th grade, and I remember I was on YouTube and I was a fan of One Direction at the time, and they were opening for One Direction, and I wasn't seeing One Direction on tour, and I had seen them tweet about 5 Seconds of Summer way earlier. And I was like, oh, I don't need to listen to them. I'm not going to the tour. I don't need to know their songs. And then that night, I clicked on one of their videos, and I was like, wait, this is who's opening for One Direction. And then I actually listened to them, and I realized I really liked them, and I fell in love ever since.
It was love at first click. How did you decide to set the story in the state you did, as in literal United States state?
I think I remember thinking about it a lot, and I was thinking about Massachusetts, which is where I live. Then I was like, no, I don't really want to write about where I live. And then I just picked Maine because it's not like the total opposite side of the US where I wouldn't really know anything that happens in those states, but Maine is close enough that I sort of know what's going on there, I guess.
Oh, Kathy from Mom with Selfie just tweeted chapter 32. Is that your mom?
That's my mom.
Oh my God, that's so great. So great. Oh my gosh. Uh, Larry's Bandana asks, when you're writing, do you ever delete and rewrite and delete and rewrite until you get it right? Oh, that rhymes. This Twitter handle should be Shakespeare.
I know. I've definitely done that before, or I'll just sit at my computer screen and literally stare at 2 lines trying to think of something else to write, and I'll just keep deleting it like the tweet says. I've done that quite a few times.
Okay, I'm gonna go check the other hashtag that has been created.
Okay.
Ashley instead of Ashley. What are some hobbies that you like to do besides writing?
Didn't I already answer that? Did we already do that?
Really? Oh, I have a bad memory then. Sorry. Okay, well, technically you already wrote this. I answered this as well, but the question is, do you write your scenes in order or out of order? And you said like you published chapter by chapter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My questions, yay! What books have influenced your life the most? Well, you said you read a lot of John Green earlier,
yeah,
right?
I was just going to say that. And then I also really like Between Shades of Grey, which has nothing to do with 50 Shades.
Right, definitely.
I really like
that. Well, I really like to ask authors this, but since you're like really young, it kind of doesn't apply to you. But if writing had not worked out as like a profession, what would you like had as your backup career or pursued instead?
For the past few years, I've wanted to do child psychology or child life, something in that area, which I'm still sort of debating on. But now obviously I have a book and I want to continue writing books. So now I'm looking more towards a writing career, maybe journalism, because I like doing interview stuff and I like that atmosphere. But if I hadn't been writing, I would definitely be doing child psychology, child teaching, something like that.
And do you have a favorite signing that you've been to?
I really liked when I went to Chicago. I had a lot of signings there, and that was just a really fun atmosphere because I was at BEA, I was at BookCon, and then I had one at Anderson's Bookshop, and I really, really enjoyed all of those.
Anderson's, yeah! Anderson's like 15 minutes away from where I used to live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I moved like 2 years ago, so now I'm in Seattle. But I was so excited when I heard that BEA was going to be in Chicago when I was living here because like that's when I was first immersed into the book world. And I was like, oh my God, this is totally where I live. This is going to be great. And then what do you know? I moved. So yeah. Do you like family or friends reading your work?
At first it was really awkward for me, and I would put on Wattpad, I would be like, please don't comment anything inappropriate or rude. My grandma's reading this. But now it's just a part of my everyday life. So I'm used to it now.
Yeah, totally understand that. And what was your first thought when you found out that Luke had, or at least his crew, received Remember to Forget?
I first found out because my publisher, she tweeted to Luke and told him to take a picture with his copy. And so I messaged her and I was like, what are you talking about? Since when does Luke have a copy? And me and my mom were like, oh my goodness, like, does Luke really have a copy? And then she responded and told me, and I was just like so excited. But then I also am still wondering if he has done anything with it, if he's read it. I just want to know.
Maybe he has a bookshelf and like he put it there.
Maybe.
That'd be awesome. What's your favorite part about the like writing process? Is it drafting, editing, or publishing? Probably like marketing or something else.
I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I like seeing what my readers have to say the most because I like knowing how my writing has made them feel. So that's my favorite part.
More questions. Do you draw inspiration from your real life into your books? Yeah, sort of. Yeah, pretty much, right? You wanted to write a realistic story and
Well, yeah, but like nothing has come from my personal experiences. I just wanted to write something realistic, but
Mhm.
nothing has happened to me that I've put into my stories.
And what exactly is your editing process?
Well, since I've never written a book without writing it on Wattpad first, I kind of just write it on Wattpad and then I'll read it once or twice to make sure everything is good. And then with Remember to Forget, obviously I had an editor, so she edited all of it, and then I edited all of it again, then she edited again, and then I think it gets sent to another editor, maybe. I don't really know, but like with Wattpad, it's just me doing
Yeah.
everything.
Do you do the thing where you like change the font every single time?
No.
Okay, well, I've heard that there's a method where you change the font every single time, so that way you can like see errors or things you want to change better. Because when you change
That's
the font,
actually a good idea.
yeah, it's like when you change the font, it like makes you want to see things. No,
Yeah.
not want to, but like see things differently because it's a different font. So I do that with my essays, but I guess you can do that now. Now that you know,
Yeah.
yeah. And I already asked that. Do you go by any motivational phrases or sayings?
I don't have like one specific one, but I like positive quotes and just like positive sayings. And I have a little box that I found for like 50 cents at a used bookstore, and it has like 100 cards in it with little motivational sayings. So every day I try to read one of them. And then I also just have like a few quotes around my room.
If you could have been the author of any other book, which would you have written?
We've already mentioned this, but The Fault in Our Stars, or the other book I mentioned earlier, Between Shades of Grey. I like, yeah, those two.
How early do you recommend to get to a sound check line? And that's from Molly.
It depends where you live. I've been to 2 sound checks. In Massachusetts, the fans are kind of crazy, and people got there at 9 o'clock in the morning. But I got there at 1:30, I think, and I still ended up like 3rd row. And then in Connecticut, the fans are much less crazy, and I got there at 12:30 and was 12th in line. So really, you kind of have to know the people that are living in your state and figure out what they're gonna do.
Isabella asks, do you prefer towel drying, naturally drying, or blow drying your hair?
I kind of put it in a towel, and then I put it in a bun, and then I'll quickly blow dry it, but I've never like fully blow dried my hair because I just have way too much hair to blow dry.
I have a question. I just realized that I asked everyone this question, and it is, when you eat a taco, do you tilt your head or do you tilt the taco?
I think I tilt the taco. I usually have a soft taco, so I don't really need to tilt anything. But
I think I do both. Like,
yeah, I think it's a little mixture of both.
Abby at Not Abby says your mom is amazing. Shout out to Kathy. Larry's bandana asks, when you began introduced to the you're an author atmosphere, was it all like awkward to you, or did you enjoy it?
Well, when I go to like book signings that are at an actual book event like BEA or BookCon or ALA or something, I usually don't know any of the authors that are there, or I've never really heard of most of them, just because I'm not really like the typical author or a typical book person. where I don't really know authors' names. I just read books. I don't really know their names. So I'm still getting used to the whole author world.
Okay, and are you planning on making like booktube videos?
I've thought about it, but I don't really like know what I would talk about other than like my writing process and stuff, which is kind of answered in most of my interviews that I do. But I don't know, maybe.
Do you sometimes wait, no, I've asked that before. Just kidding. There's also another question from Larry's Bandit, and he asks, random, but when are you coming back to LA? I really wanted to meet you in a non-stalkerish way.
I really want to go back to California at some point. It's just a lot of money, and I need to find time, and it's also a really long flight. It's like 6 hours, but I definitely want to go back. Maybe next year I want to go to VidCon. So.
Yes, VidCon is going on right now, and neither of us are there. We're just chilling in here. You know what? This should be called the Not at VidCon live show.
It should.
Has a school project ever inspired you with your writing? And that question is from Monica Book Lover.
Not really, because the past 3 years of being in high school, I haven't really had many English projects at all. So, no.
Okay. How do you come up with chapter names? Wait, do you have chapter names?
No.
Okay. Then we'll move on then. If you were casting characters for a Remember to Forget movie, who would you cast?
Obviously, for the members that I used 5 Seconds of Summer's names, I would want 5 Seconds of Summer, but they're not actors. So if they were actors, I would want
That'd
them.
be the perfect fit.
Yes. And then Delilah, I would want Maya Mitchell. And yeah.
Maya Mitchell. That name sounds really familiar.
She's on the Fosters.
Ah, gotcha. That's okay. Do you sometimes feel the stress of fans asking for book or video updates? And that question is from Molly.
I was actually talking about this earlier because I haven't updated in a very long time, and I constantly have people up asking me to update. And sometimes if I like start to get stressed and think, oh my God, I have to find time to update, I realize like my readers are gonna be there no matter when I update. They can wait a little bit longer and they'll still read it. So.
And do you, oh no, wrong play. Where did you get the inspiration for your character names from? Baby books, baby websites, or just new? Well, you said that you used like original like 5 sauce names, right?
Yeah. But then when I changed them, I think my editor came up with Levi because I couldn't think of any good L names, so we decided on Levi. And then all the other ones I would look up like top 100 boy names or top 100 girl names, or I'd be like unique girl names because I didn't want something that was like a typical name.
And Bree D asked, did you listen to any certain songs for inspiration while you were writing?
I think the only song that I have ever listened to while writing is To Build a Home by the Cinematic Orchestra, because I can't really listen to music while I'm writing because I get more focused on the music than the actual writing. But that song's like very relaxing and I can focus if I listen to that song.
Okay. And Tyra Martin asks, what should you do if you're in a reading slump?
If you're in a reading slump, maybe read a book that you know you love. Start off with that, and you know you love it, so you'll read it again, and then read other books.
And Bella Rose asked, were you upset when you had to change the characters' names? Love from Lowell, Indiana.
No, because I knew that was going to happen, and it never upset me. I like the names that they have now. I think they're cute names, and I like them. A lot of people don't, but I like them.
That's all that matters, right? Okay. Fernandez Gomez Llanos says, would love you to say hi to me.
Hello.
There we go. And Attack on Louis says, is there a certain theme you like to incorporate in your writing?
Kind of just like what we've been talking about, a realistic theme that people can connect to.
And A Doe asks if they want, okay, no, I'm not going to rephrase this. What can someone do if they want a book personally signed, but can't attend the signing? Is there a store you can order from?
Yeah, if you can't go to an actual signing to have me sign a book, cbd.com is selling signed copies. I think they still have signed copies, but you can get one there.
Here, I'll check right now. Well, momentarily, do you write without expressing your own opinions? Asked Monica Book Lover.
I feel like sometimes I do. It kind of depends on the character. So if my opinion wouldn't necessarily fit the character.
Oh yeah, autographed editions are still available.
Yay!
It is $9.49 and is still in stock, which is $7 less than the retail price. So woo! Do you think the main character is more of Luke or Levi? Wait. That was not a good rephrasing. Do you think of the main character as Luke or Levi? So which one do you, I guess, think of more?
When I'm doing interviews and stuff, Levi, obviously, and I try not to even think about Luke because I know I'll accidentally say Luke, but I think I'll always imagine how the character looks with blonde hair and blue eyes. But yeah, I kind of see him more as Levi now than as Luke, but similar features.
Since you are in school right now, I can't say while you were in school, but would you consider English a topic you're really good at or a subject that you excel in?
I'm pretty much equal all across in all of my subjects at school. So yeah.
Okay, well, I also ask this question a lot, and it's, what are you like when you were in school, but you're still in school right now? So I guess you can just answer that from a current perspective.
From kindergarten up until sophomore year, maybe even the middle of the past year, I was extremely quiet, so quiet. I barely talked to anyone, and that was just because I was in school to learn, nothing else. I would just focus on school, and I think a lot of people thought I was really shy or I just didn't want to talk to anyone, but I am just quiet and I don't mind if I don't talk to people. But the past year I've become more talkative, and I think that's because of my book and YouTube, and just I'm more of what I am outside of school in school now, so I'm more of the same person, I guess.
Okay, cool. And we are actually out of time now. How unfortunate.
Oh no.
Well, thank you so much for watching. I actually wanted, should I select the winners live, or I'll do that randomly later? Do you want to do it now?
Whatever. I don't care either way.
Okay. Here, I don't know how I do this. Here, I'll just do it later because I need to
Okay.
find like a random like comment drawer first.
Mhm.
So I'll do that momentarily. Thank you so much for watching the Ask Ashley Royer live show. Be sure to pick up your copy of Remember to Forget. As we were discussing, signed copies are available on cbd.com if you're unable to attend a signing. Are you still on tour right now? Or
Yes, I have a signing tomorrow in Burlington, Massachusetts.
okay, awesome. So if you're in the Massachusetts area, then you should go check that out. Or you can just order this on Amazon or something. That works too. Or cbd.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Grace, and
I'm Ashley.
okay, bye.
Bye.
Any clip stop broadcast.